Shinobu, I have a question. When was sushi invented?
Which sushi? The one you are imagining is only about 200 years old.
Only 200? But you said sushi is over 1,000 years old.
Both are true, because the first sushi had no fresh fish at all, and the rice was thrown in the garbage.
They threw away the rice? In sushi? Shinobu, that is the opposite of sushi.
Exactly. To understand sushi, we must travel back over 1,000 years, and it begins with rotten fish.
Rotten fish? Okay, now everyone has to keep listening. Let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to Japan with Ninjas. I'm Hikari.
And I'm Shinobu. Welcome back, everyone.
This podcast is for English learners. We speak slowly and clearly so everyone can follow along, even beginners.
Today's topic is loved all over the world, sushi. But its history is full of surprises that even many Japanese people do not know.
And here is a surprise to start. The word sushi does not mean fish or rice. It comes from an old word meaning sour. Sour.
Because the very first sushi was sour, and that sourness is the key to the whole story.
And here is your thinking question for today. What is a famous food in your country? And do you know how it began? Keep that in mind. Let's go. Okay, Shinobu, take us back to the very beginning. Where did sushi really come from?
Surprisingly, not from Japan. It began in the rivers of Southeast Asia more than 1,000 years ago, and it was not a food you ordered for fun. It was a way to keep fish from going bad.
A way to preserve fish? Before refrigerators existed, of course. So how did it work?
People packed raw fish inside cooked rice and left it for months. The rice slowly fermented. That fermentation created a sour acid that protected the fish, so it could be stored for a very long time.
So the rice was not food? It was like a natural refrigerator made of rice.
Exactly. And when people finally wanted to eat the fish, they scraped off the rice and threw it away. They only ate the preserved fish. This early type is called Nare-zushi.
Nare-zushi, fish preserved in rice and the rice is thrown away. That is why you said the first sushi threw the rice in the garbage.
This idea traveled to Japan around the 8th century, and amazingly, you can still eat this ancient sushi today in Shiga, near Lake Biwa. It is called funa-zushi.
1,000-year-old style of sushi still made today? What does it taste like?
Very strong, very sour, a powerful smell. Many people who love modern sushi find funa-zushi quite shocking, but it is living history on a plate.
So the sushi we know was not born yet. For hundreds of years, sushi was just smelly, sour, preserved fish. We have a long way to go. So how did we get from sour, preserved fish to the beautiful sushi of today?
The first big change came when people grew impatient. Waiting months for fermentation was slow, so they had a clever idea. What gives sushi its sour taste? The acid from fermentation.
Right, the sourness.
So instead of waiting months for rice to make acid naturally, they simply added vinegar to the rice. Vinegar is sour and acidic too. Suddenly, sushi could be made in a day, not months.
Genius! And now the rice was sour and tasty, so you could finally eat the rice too, instead of throwing it away.
Exactly. This was the turning point. For the first time, sushi became rice and fish eaten together. This is the ancestor of all modern sushi.
So vinegar is the secret hero of this whole story. It replaced months of fermenting with one simple ingredient.
And this happened during the Edo period, a time of peace, when the city of Edo, today we call it Tokyo, was growing into one of the largest cities in the world.
A huge, busy city, full of workers, full of people in a hurry. I feel like that is about to become very important.
It is, because a fast-growing city needs fast food, and that is where modern sushi was truly born.
Okay, this is my favorite part. Tell everyone how nigiri sushi, the sushi we all know, was invented.
Around the year 1824, in Edo, a chef named Hanaya Yohei had an idea. Instead of pressing sushi in boxes and waiting, he pressed a small ball of vinegared rice by hand and placed a slice of fresh fish on top.
Just like that. Rice pressed by hand, fish on top, made fresh right in front of you. That is nigiri.
And here is the part that surprises people most. This sushi was sold at street stalls called yatai. It was cheap, fast street food. People ate it standing up, with their fingers, in a few seconds, on their way somewhere.
Sushi was street food? Eaten with your fingers, standing on the street? Today sushi can be so expensive and fancy.
Back then, it was the fast food of the working city, like a hot dog or a quick sandwich today. And the pieces were much bigger than modern sushi, almost 2 or 3 bites each.
And the fish came from right there in Edo, didn't it? From the bay?
Yes, fresh fish from Edo-mae, Tokyo Bay. That is why classic Tokyo-style sushi is still called Edo-mae, meaning in front of Edo. The sea was the chef's refrigerator.
Edo-mae, sushi in front of Edo. So the next time someone says Edo-mae sushi, you know it points all the way back to those Tokyo Bay street stalls.
And then, in 1923, a great earthquake struck Tokyo. Many sushi chefs lost their shops and returned to their hometowns across Japan. They took Edo-style sushi with them, and so it spread to the entire country.
So a terrible disaster accidentally carried Tokyo sushi to all of Japan. History can turn in such unexpected ways. Okay, last part. How did sushi go from Japanese street food to a food the whole world loves?
2 big things. First, refrigeration. For most of history, eating truly raw, fresh fish was risky. But with modern refrigerators and fast transport, fresh raw fish became safe and easy. The sushi became cleaner, fresher, more delicate.
So the beautiful, fresh, raw sushi we picture today is actually quite modern. It needed refrigerators to exist.
And the second thing, in 1958, a man named Yoshiaki Shiraishi opened the first conveyor belt sushi restaurant. He got the idea from watching bottles move along a belt in a beer factory.
Conveyor belt sushi came from a beer factory? So kaiten-zushi, sushi going around on a belt, that was the invention that made sushi cheap and fun for everyone.
Exactly. It made sushi affordable and playful. And from the late 20th century, sushi spread across the world, sometimes changing along the way, like the California roll, invented outside Japan.
Before we finish, any quick tips for eating sushi the traditional way?
3 simple ones. When using soy sauce, Dip the fish side, not the rice, or the rice falls apart. Try to eat each piece in one bite. And the ginger is not a topping. It cleans your mouth between different fish.
Dip the fish, one bite, ginger to refresh. From rotten fish 1,000 years ago to this. What an incredible journey. All right, time to review the amazing history of sushi.
1. Sushi began over 1,000 years ago in Southeast Asia as a way to preserve fish in fermenting rice. The word sushi means sour.
2. In this early Nare-zushi, the rice was thrown away. You can still try this ancient style as funa-zushi near Lake Biwa.
3. The big change was vinegar. Adding vinegar made rice sour quickly, so people could finally eat the rice and fish together.
4. Around 1824, Hanaya Yohei invented nigiri in Edo as cheap, fast street food. Eat and lick your fingers.
5. Fresh fish from Tokyo Bay gave us Edo-mae sushi. After the 1923 earthquake, chefs spread it across all of Japan.
6. Refrigeration made fresh raw sushi safe, and conveyor belt sushi, born from a beer factory in 1958, made it fun for the world.
Every piece of sushi holds 1,000 years of history, a story of patience, cleverness, and a busy city by the sea.
That's all for today. Now we want to hear from you. What is a famous food in your country? And do you know how it began? Tell us in the comments.
And the next time you eat sushi, remember, you are not just eating fish and rice. You are tasting 1,000 years of history.
From smelly, preserved fish to street food to a treasure loved all around the world, food, like people, can travel an amazing journey.
For our English learners, you finished another full episode. Your listening grows a little stronger every time. That is real progress. Be proud of it.
Small steps every day. That is the ninja way. Subscribe for more Japan secrets, like this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!